and welcome back to Black Tea Reviews. Okay, so let's talk about It Too. I recently went to go see the movie yesterday, and let's get into it. So It Too, we have the gang. They're back together. They're adults now. They're no longer children. And basically, Mark calls up everyone and tells them, yo, Pennywise is back. We have to get back together. The gang has to get back together. We made a promise. We made an oath. They did that whole blood oath in the first one. Everyone is adults, and this is 27 years. So we learned a couple things while watching this. We learned that a character dies before the friends even meet up. We learned that one of the characters dies in the end. Beloved character. And we learned that one of the characters did a whole glow up. Then went from 4 to like a whole 10. And he like glowed up super crazy. This film definitely came through with the spooky scenes and the creatures. It's definitely not as spooky as the first one. And I feel like maybe that's because it was from the perspective of children, so they made it spookier. Whereas because it's from the perspective of adults, it's not as scary. It doesn't make you like... And we also didn't get a lot of visuals of Pennywise. To be honest, I think the only time we saw him maybe like when he was outside, he was walking around. But it wasn't as creepy. Like there wasn't different forms of him. Like at the end, he was like this huge giant being. But it wasn't as scary as like the first one. I did enjoy the variety of different types of creatures because that was creepy as well. But I do feel like the film was dragged out a little bit too much, too long. There were a couple scenes in there that I feel like were not necessary. In the beginning of with the two same-sex gay couple, no, nothing against anything, but at first I didn't know if like that was needed, that was necessary. I was like, okay, that relates to what's going on now and it's being inclusive. But then I also realized, oh, because it relates to one of the other characters. But I was like, they should have just focused on the character. What still was the point of having those two guys in the beginning? I kind of didn't get that whole thing. I don't feel like it was needed. There was a scene with Billy, I believe, and his older self, and it was just like dragged out. There was a whole scene with the friend who had got hurt, and then he got hurt again. I was just like, is he gonna die? Like, they're dragging this out. Like, there were a couple of parts that was like, okay, they might be dragging this out a little bit too much. Let's keep it going. And then, like, there would be times where I would just be watching the movie, and I was like, how long is this movie? Like 3 hours? Like, I feel like I've been sitting in this movie theater longer than I should be for this movie. I feel like they could have cut a lot of stuff out that was not necessary. Also, the whole tribe ritual thing, I feel like that could have been transitioned a little bit better. If needed. I'm not sure if it was needed or not. But I feel like it could have been transitioned into part 2 instead of just kind of pulling it out of nowhere. I looked past all of that, and there definitely were good parts to it. I did enjoy the friendship, and the older actors did an amazing job at giving you that feel that those small kids were still inside of them, and we still got to see the child actors, which I thought was awesome. They chose a great cast. They did an amazing job with the cast. Oh my god, they had the guy from Split. He is his acting skills are like on point. He's one of my many favorite actors. But yeah, that guy needs an Oscar by now. They just chose a 5-star cast, honestly. Everybody did a really good job. Even the guy who played the kid from Stranger Things did a good job at they still made you feel like deep down there were those kids deep down inside. It gave you like a warm feeling. Humor was there. Everything was there. They had the humor, they had good acting, they had good storyline. It's just that some parts were just really drawn out. I did notice while I was watching it, I was like, the kid from Stranger Things, one with the glasses, I don't know his name. I was like, his face looks weird. Like, I couldn't pinpoint on what it was. Oh, they use CGI with the kids because the kids look older than what they're supposed to look, and he just looked weird from the jump. That was something I noticed, and then when I learned and I found out, I was like, oh, okay, that's why he got those thick-ass glasses on and looks like that, because it doesn't look right. His face looked weird. It looked too smooth. It just, I don't know. It was just something weird about the whole thing. Overall, it was a good film. I liked it. Like I said, it was super long, too long. It definitely was not as spooky as the first one, but it definitely still had its spooky elements and its creativity. And I would overall rate it God, it was so drawn out, so much. It was just way too long. Way too long. So I'm gonna give it a B-. Yeah. Or C. It wasn't that bad for a C. I would encourage people to watch it, and if you like this video, you should give it a thumbs up, comment below, let me know your thoughts about the film, and I will see you all next time. Also, be sure to get you a copy of the Rain series by yours truly, T Outlaw. It's about a group of adults in a psych ward who are trying to figure out why they're in there, and they get a new counselor who's trying to help them figure out why they're in there, learning that they have abilities and actually not mental health problems, and it has some science fiction. It's a psychological thriller, and it is crazy. So you can go online, hit that link below to read the back and get a little insight on the first chapter. So check that out, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel because there will be more videos to come.